I believe that the better equipped a church planter is, the more missionally effective church he'll plant. At Send Network, we long to see missionally effective, long-lasting, and multiplying churches planted everywhere for everyone. And to see that happen, we need to develop faithful and effective church planters. We develop church planters in 9 essential qualities, one of which is theology. Is the planter theologically grounded and gospel-centered? Christianity is not the only religion in the world to have missionaries and preachers. What makes our mission and our proclamation unique is what we declare, namely the gospel. This is why theological clarity matters. So how does a planter demonstrate theological clarity? He displays a good knowledge of Scripture. He studies to communicate basic doctrines clearly. He studies the major questions of the day and seeks to give wise and winsome responses. He is humble and charitable when disagreeing with others, especially on non-essential matters. He leads from biblical convictions. He can communicate the big story of Scripture to others. A few years ago, I went to Nairobi to train church planters and pastors, and some of the guys teaching with me were swapping stories about crazy teaching they'd encountered in Africa. One brother talked about a time he taught on marriage and chastity and singleness. It was basic Christian teaching. After finishing his talk, a pastor came up and commented, "So I have 7 wives. Is that a problem?" And he added, "I'm faithful to all 7. And my friend said, "Yes, that's the problem. Even though it may be culturally acceptable, it is biblically unacceptable." Now that sounds crazy to us, but it was a very common practice where he lived. Other stories from my friends included the blending of witchcraft with Christianity, mixing various elements of Islam with Christianity. False teaching and syncretism are not just a problem in Africa, though. It is everywhere, and it's in our country as well. Many Christians lack the boldness to withstand such error, and others lack the theological discernment that is necessary to detect such error. There's a lot of, as I say, sloppy agape theology today. So we need faithful church planters who can articulate clear, life-changing doctrine to a world in need of it. Paul told Timothy regarding pastoral leaders, he must hold firm to the trustworthy word as taught, so that he may be able to give instruction in sound doctrine and also to rebuke those who contradict it. Faithful church planters around the world need to articulate sound doctrine clearly, differentiating it from false teaching as they declare the good news concerning Jesus Christ to a world in darkness. The Christ who is central in all of Scripture, the one whom every knee will bow and tongue confess is Lord. It is imperative that church planters and ministry leaders stay focused on declaring Jesus as Lord to everyone and on nurturing new believers with the word of Christ. May it be said of all Send Network planters that we teach sound doctrine wisely and winsomely for the glory of Christ.